Welcome to Naviance by Power Schools. Today we are looking at completing the task, create a brag sheet. All right, we'll navigate right back to our planner window, hit tasks, and then we will be in our task list. We will scroll down until we see the task, create brag sheet. We'll go ahead and click in that link to be in that task space. And here we are. Again, you have when the task is due, any detailed requirements or descriptions of the task. And then up in the right corner, the link to complete the task or take the survey. Okay, so we're looking at the 25-26 brag sheet survey. We'll go ahead and open that up. All right, here goes our survey. And we'll go ahead and begin by answering the questions. First and foremost, let's go ahead and talk about the brag sheet. So the description here says the purpose of this survey allows you to answer questions that creates a brag sheet that lists all of your wonderful accomplishments. Your teachers and counselors will use this to help them write your letters of recommendation. So this will be good for colleges, for employment, or any other opportunities that you are looking to acquire. Okay, so question one. What is the biggest obstacle that you've overcome? Question two. What three words or phrases would you use to describe yourself? Question three. Describe something interesting about you that has significantly affected you. Question four. List your extracurricular or community service activities. Include grade, position held, honors won, and letters earned, if any. Question five. List any additional activities you are involved in outside of school. Question six. What is your first choice path after high school? Question seven. In your own words, describe your career goals and future plans. And question eight. Is there anything else that you'd like colleges to consider or employment? Or what else would you like your counselor to include in your letter? Once you are done completing or answering all of these questions, you'll go ahead and submit your responses, and that task will mark as done. Now, I am going to go ahead and show you an example of a brag letter that a student wrote me to assist in creating a recommendation for college. But I did also want to let you know that there is a link to a PDF version if you'd like to also have the answers submitted here. So that way you can include those in an email to request a letter of recommendation from your teachers or coaches, etc. I do advise that you ask in person if a particular or via email if a particular coach or teacher has the time or interest to complete a recommendation for you, and I'd ask that you at least give 2 weeks turnaround time for that teacher, coach, etc., to complete your letter of recommendation. All right, as promised, let me go ahead and show you an example of a brag sheet that a student or additional information that a student sent. So this was a senior interested in attending college. So the student pointed out extracurricular activities that she was involved in as far as student government president or being student government president, being a part of the FCCLA, her participation in Upward Bound, and how she exhibited leadership skills. So this was awesome to add to the rest of the components of her brag sheet to complete a phenomenal recommendation for this student. And we'll go back to the brag sheet. Again, once you complete these questions, you can add additional information and then you hit submit responses. And that is how you complete the brag sheet task.